Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to share with you how I made my Christmas table decoration. To make your centerpiece, take a box, any size box or shape that you would like to use. So what you do is you take your newspaper and try and fold it so that the sharp edges are on the inside, and then just crumple that up and start placing them onto your boxes. Then take another piece and take that one to the box, and just keep going until you've got the shape that you actually want. So just keep going and adding your pieces to your box until you're happy with the shape. To cover all the rock features, I've got a mixture of white cement, and it's quite a runny consistency. So what you're going to do is take an old sheet or some spare material, and then you're going to dip it into the cement and then put it over. And just continue until you've covered the whole thing. Once you've covered it all, put it aside to dry. If you're going to be making this little piece for your Christmas decoration for your table, before you put any of the sculpting clay on, make sure that you've put your hole in, and I've put a straw in it just so that I don't get any of the clay in the hole, because that's where my little candle is going to go in from underneath. On this particular piece, I want to just build up this little section over here so that I can put the lake with the waterfall coming down, because this is just my table decoration for Christmas. So just put your mix on, and then just smooth it out. You can see it smooths really nicely to give you a really nice smooth finish, or you can leave it like that to make rocks. Might want a little bit more to make a bit of character there, so it's got a bit more mountain. It's been 24 hours and my little piece is dry and it is rock hard. So to paint the rocks, I've got raw umber, burnt sienna, orange, cadmium yellow hue, cadmium yellow, and hooker green. So all you're going to do is I've just taken a small brush like this, starting with the lightest colours, and just start putting some little random dots. And now I've got a number 12 brush, and what you're going to do is just wet it quite well and then blend all these colours together. Then what you can do, you take your raw umber and you can start putting a little bit of the highlights just in where you see it's a little bit shadowy, and that's one of the sides done. Now you just have to do the other sides. Using the same principle, just continue all the way around. These rocks at the top here, I'm going to do in a grey colour because I want them to blend better with the water. To do these small little mountains, over here, what I've got is, I get sample pots for paint, so I've got a very, very light coloured grey and a medium colour and then a darker grey, and I'm going to use the same principle and just spot it all onto here and then blend it all in. So that's a closer look at those particular mountains. As you can see, the rest of it I wanted it done in the browny colour, so it's all completed. So we just wait for that to dry and then we'll add the snow. To make some of the snow that I used to put onto the drifts, I take a bit of titanium white paint, and I've got some PVA craft glue, and then I've got some baking soda or bicarbonate of soda, and then just mix it all together. So now, depending on how thick you want it, you can use it just like that, or you can add more liquid to it. When I say liquid, I mean glue. If you want it a little bit thicker, just add some more bicarbonate of soda. So the next snow that we're going to be using is this super fine white grout, and all I'm going to do is take some of the PVA glue, paint it on where I want this to go, and then I'm going to sift it on. And then just tip it off and put whatever comes off back into your bowl. So it's just stuck on the parts where you put your glue, which are your natural drifts. And the same with the other side. And then just do all the sides exactly the same. To make the little houses, which are really, really small, so I cut the piece out. So I'm using, I cut it out in a large piece, so it's like 5 centimetres or so, so that each piece is only 1 centimetre from there to there on each of them, which gives me 4 houses. And down so that the distance from there to there is also 1 centimetre, because I need really small little houses. But I'm actually going to first paint this piece so I don't have to try and paint these small pieces. So that's how I've painted, going just around. So I've cut all the little houses out at 1 centimetre each, and now I'm just going to paint the fronts of all the houses. For the roof, I've taken a piece of cardboard and cut it 2 centimetres wide, and then I've folded it in half so it'll make the capping that goes over like that. So what I've done now is I've glued the little roof on, I've put a chimney on, and I've just painted yellow spots to make it look like they've got windows. Now I'm going to stick them onto my little display. So I've glued all the little Christmas trees or pine trees and houses onto my layout. Now what I'm going to do is take some PVA glue. I'm just using this craft PVA glue, and I'm going to paint on all the little trees and the top of the roofs, and then I'm going to sprinkle snow on them. So I'm just using the PVA glue. And then I just sprinkled the grout all over it. So that's what it looks like a bit close up. Get the snow in the trees, on the roof. Now I'm going to be working on the water. I've made a separate video of how to make the water feature, which includes the ice, water and waterfalls. I will leave a link in the description box below. So I've got a wee squatty bottle that I'm going to be putting the glue in. So I'm going 50-50 with glue and water. I'm using PVA glue. So I'm just going to pour some of that into the bottle. And then fill it up with some water. So as you can see, we have a 50-50 solution. Then just mix it all together. I've got Sienna and Jade that are going to be helping me out with our little piece. Jade's going to be holding the piece of plastic that's covering all of this area here. And Sienna's going to give it a squirt of the glue and water solution just along the ridge. Now that we've sprayed everything, all the snow will be sealed in. This is an optional extra. I just wanted to have the feeling that there were the northern lights shining up. So I've kept the hole vacant with my straw, and now I'm going to be putting the candle in the hole from underneath. So I've got one of these tea light candles, which is a colour changing one, and I'm just going to put that in the hole. I've got a piece of wadding here, and it's quite a thick piece, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear it apart. You'll probably get 8 layers out of that, but I'm just taking one thin layer and I'm going to just cut a piece off that. So I've torn this small piece off and I've just folded it in half so that I can put my candle inside there and then glue it on. And there I've just glued the wadding onto the candle. And there's the candle lit up. My little table decoration is complete, all ready for Christmas, to be placed in the middle of the table. As you can see, the water looks rather realistic. Waterfalls, all the little houses, trees, and my Aurora Borealis. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.